Hey everyone, Eric Thompson here. Hope that you are doing well. I'm at work. This is my office. I actually recorded a video here a while back, kind of a channel update, but as you can see, not much has changed, except for that now we have a little spin-it piano, which I enjoy very much. And I just finished my tasks for the day, okay? And so I'm getting out of here pretty soon. I gotta leave in about 10 minutes for a meeting. I guess one more thing to do for work. Before I do, I want to take those 10 minutes and tell you about our number 97 film on the AFI Top 100, one that is well-loved, but maybe not quite so well-known, even though it's so popular in certain circles. Number 97, Blade Runner. Okay, quick plot synopsis. I got it here. I don't want to get anything messed up. 2019 dystopian Los Angeles. Okay, and the movie really is about a race of robots, organic robots. Not quite. Oh, I don't know how to say it. I don't understand all that stuff. Anyway, robots called replicants, and they are awesome, and they're engineered to look as close to human as possible. Okay, I forgot real quick. I want to say I'm recording this on my old and busted computer, and so I'm sorry if the quality is not quite so good, or if there's any lagging or jumping around. Okay, I'm sorry for that. Replicants, which are made to look super duper close to humans, identical. You cannot tell that the replicant is a replicant. That's fine, and they're used off-world on other planets for slave labor. Okay, that's fine, I suppose. But then a bunch of replicants, Nexus 6 models, super elite models, revolt, kill a bunch of workers, and that leads to a ban being placed on replicants on Earth. Thus, the government, or whoever, creates the Blade Runners. And the Blade Runners are like elite police policemen, I suppose, that have the authority to retire replicants or to destroy them or kill them. And so Harrison Ford, Rick Deckard, is a retired Blade Runner, but he's convinced to come out of retirement to clean up a mess. And that is what this movie is about. Him chasing 6, but really 5, but kind of more like 4 replicants around Los Angeles in this dystopian future noir, black future, dark future environment setting. Let's just get right to it with number 1. Why is this movie on the AFI Top 100? Well, I think that our first 2 questions are answered with the same answer. The reason this movie is on the Top 100 and why it's relevant are really for the same thing. One, you have innovation of a certain kind of film here. Not that there were not future noir films before Blade Runner, but that Blade Runner captures it in a new, aggressive, truly dark, creepy, nightmarish kind of style. This is Ridley Scott's game, okay? He was not new to the sci-fi, horror, thriller, adventure, scary kind of game, but Blade Runner takes us into the future of our own planet in a way that sort of broke open the doors for a lot of other franchises that were to come. And so it definitely secures a place, albeit a low one, on the AFI Top 100 for its innovation and for, again, for the trailblazing it performed. And it's relevant because, again, it's blazing trails, opening doors for other films. As soon as I started to watch the movie, I thought, gosh darn it, I want to think of even iRobot, Surrogates with Bruce Willis from 2009. Do you remember that movie? So Minority Report even a little bit in there. Kind of that Big Brother feeling to the movie in some moments anyway. Well, of course, Big Brother in 1984, all these dystopian, future noir kind of texts and all these things woven together. Of course, all these things, except for 84, came after Blade Runner. And so Blade Runner is something of a standard by which other films are measured, at least in this vein. But what about divinity in this film? I mean, Blade Runner, you got your Harrison Ford, Ridley Scott, you got your you got your Vangelis. Pretty awesome soundtrack, though. I like it quite a bit. 2 things that I think of when I see this film. One, you have these moments when the replicants, again, remember, they're programmed to be as identical to humans as possible. And so they're programmed with memories and human experiences and emotions. And there's one scene in which Harrison Ford's character Deckard sort of lists off these experiences to this replicant, saying, oh, well, how about this? Do you remember this? Oh, how about all this? I mean, in exact detail, because he knows they were implanted in her brain before she was activated, okay? And it's a striking moment for her, one that she seems to deny, the moment of reality in which she comes to know that she herself is a replicant. But then later on in the movie, another replicant, one that, again, Harrison Ford is hunting, trying to retire, kill, he asks Deckard straight up, he's like, how old am I? You know, and because he thinks he's 35 or whatever, and Deckard tells him, you know, you're 2, you were activated in 2017, and you'll die in 2014 or whatever, and I guess 2021, whatever it is, because most replicants live, you know, 3 to 4 years. Anyway, there are those moments of reality which are so striking, moments I'm sure that you and I have had in our lives, perhaps in very dire circumstances, realizing that we are not the kind of person that we like to think that we are. You know, you have that feeling of, I'm capable of that. I did that. I said that. You know, I didn't think I could do that. I didn't think that was me. Or the very other way as well, in the very positive circumstances where you realize, I did that. I did really good. You know, I achieved something brilliant and beautiful, or there's something in me, you know, an act of compassion or an act of charity that maybe you didn't think that you could possibly do, and then you do it, and you feel good about it, and you encourage yourself in it. Those moments of reality are special in the human experience, and maybe they don't come all that often, but especially for the life of the Christian, these are important moments because God is always telling us these important things. You are my child. You are my son, my daughter. I love you. This is what I have planned for you. This is what I want you to be. This is what I see in you. This is the goal I want for your life. God telling us, and we responding, realizing, oh, that's what I am. That's what I'm meant to be. Not what I thought I was before, not the replicant I thought I was before, but this real person in relationship with a real living God. That's good news. And so Blade Runner, in its own funny way, makes me think about that. One other thing that's kind of interesting in the Book of Revelation and in other places in Scripture, of course, as well, but not in such definite terms. Does God talk about a person's faith in their faith life, and whether you're hot or cold or on fire? Maybe that's a better term to use. Whether you're on fire for Christ or any of this, and it's not related to the film itself, just the production, really. But Harrison Ford did this movie on the tail end of like Star Wars and Indiana Jones and all of this, and so he was playing pretty shallow characters. Okay, not a lot of backstory really to them at all. You get a little bit in the very end of Indiana Jones with his father, with Sean Connery and all that stuff, but really pretty shallow characters all around. And Harrison Ford specifically wanted to look for a project that was going to take him into a deeper role, a more dramatic role, a more developed character. He sure got it with Blade Runner. And I thought about that. I thought, gosh darn it, I feel like that, not all the time, but sometimes, I realized that I've kind of been in the shallow end in my faith life. I've kind of been in the shallow end, and maybe it's time for me to head a little deeper into the pool, okay? Maybe it's time for me to try a little harder, to deepen my prayer life, to read more carefully the Bible, and to read books that are about faith or whatever it is. And so, like Harrison Ford, maybe you also have been in some pretty shallow places, and you've been in roles that have not been very challenging. And maybe it's time to try something new, to try something exciting, a new adventure, just like Blade Runner was for Harrison Ford. And it led to a great film, certainly maybe more of a cult classic now than a true classic or a sci-fi classic, but Blade Runner is loved by so many and really does stand as a standard for dystopian future films, film noir, and sci-fi films in general. It's certainly gosh, I think that's the fine, simple way to say it. It really does very well in all of those respects. You know, being a monumental film, getting things going in that direction. I'm definitely rambling. I'm thinking about the meeting I'm going to in 10 minutes. So, actually, it starts in 10 minutes, so I gotta go. Number 96 coming up, Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee, if you recall. And so that's coming out soon. I'll get that recorded for you real soon. Thank you for watching, of course, all the videos on the channel, and especially this AFI Top 100 review. Thanks, friends. Bye.